Electronic discussion with Mr. Dan Munson of the Library Board. At that public hearing, I made the motion to continue forward, to continue the process toward receiving a grant and a loan from the USDA. I came to that meeting convinced and prepared to make a motion to kill the planning and proposal of a library in City Hall at the proposed downtown location. I've mentioned this to several folks since then, but we're here now. In spite of the motion I made that evening, my stance on a new library has not changed. In fact, I am more convinced than previously that now is not the time for the City of Rushford to commit to such a project. My reasons are much the same. They include: the Library Board, with the help of Crescendo, a fundraising group, has not demonstrated in a convincing manner the willingness or the capacity to raise the required $1.2 million of donations. In fact, the only information I am aware of to date is that Crescendo has been paid $60,000 over the past 12 or more months and has not officially raised any money. And it very likely has not been actively involved with the Library Board concerning the fundraising effort since October of 2009. When I met with the Library Board, the mayor and I met with the Library Board shortly after the public hearing, I was told that none of the $1.2 million had been officially committed. So I'm taking that as fact. Administrator Block specified that $500,000 of city reserve funds would be allocated to the financial package that would make a library, City Hall, possible at the downtown site. I'm firmly opposed to the use of these hard-earned funds for this purpose at this time. To me, logically, that means the Library Board fundraising effort will have to approach $1.7 million, an even more daunting task at this time. I have no confidence that the $1.2 million or this larger number of 1.7 can be achieved. On principle, I am opposed to the construction of a new City Hall at this time. I am not saying that this current facility we're sitting in right now is ideal or that there is absolutely no need. I am saying that I will not support the use of this city's limited property in the commercial district for a public building, whether it be a library or a City Hall, until our landlocked political boundary situation changes or the relationship with the City of Rushford Village changes and allows for logical planning and growth. I won't support it. It is my feeling that many other potential solutions have not been properly or fully explored for the benefit of the citizens of Rushford by the City or the Library Board. Among these are the potential of a collaborative effort adjacent to and along with a new school. This makes sense to me as approximately 2/3 of a City of Rushford residents' tax burden goes to the city and the school district jointly. One $3 million library should be enough if students and citizens can agree to share it. One day a new school will be built, and the citizens of Rushford should not be expected to fund 2 libraries. The impact on tax levies for next year and beyond are uncertain with the state budget and the LGA formulas in flux. We already know that sewer, water, and electric rates and fees are increasing out of necessity to keep these funds solvent. The municipal liquor store continues to be a financial burden and seems unable to return to past performance anytime soon. All of these factors that will stress the ability of the Rushford citizens to pay for additional public buildings at this time. For these stated reasons, I make a motion that the following be adopted by the council this evening: that the administrator, the Library Board chair, the mayor, and Councilor Robertson meet with USDA representatives and explain that the city will probably, but respectfully, decline the loan and grant offered. This group should seek to understand all of the possible funding scenarios for the future as well as maintain a good working relationship with the USDA on the current funding package, because I understand we have some time. Second part of the motion is that Public Works be directed to immediately prepare the former GS Waxland site by the appropriate removal of the sand fill, which is close right now, the addition of black dirt, and planting of grass to create a pleasing and attractive green space. That staff immediately place the property in question for sale with appropriate real estate marketing contacts for commercial use. That the library board be directed to retract from the relationship with Crescendo while saving all possible monies that the contract allows. That the library board and staff immediately discontinue meeting with architects on the design of a new public library city hall building. That the library board be directed to open a dialogue with the RP school board with the goal of achieving a collaborative location, design, and building plan, along with a joint staffing, operations, and maintenance plan that could be implemented sometime in the future. That all developments be communicated by staff daily as they occur, or as is reasonable and respectful to the entire council with regard to this motion. And I'll be glad to give you my paperwork, Kathy.
Any comment?
Lots of information. I don't think the city is able to afford any more monies that probably are going to be directed toward the library. So I second that motion.
Motion by Mr. Bunke and a second by Mr. Dahl. Let's discuss before we vote on this.
Well, this is the first motion. The first motion is to meet with USDA and decline everything. Is that what it was?
Or are you doing the whole thing as one?
The whole thing as one is how I moved it.
I don't think that we don't know where numbers lie yet, Bert. I'm not ready to commit to that. We have to have the library board or somebody come up and tell us where they're sitting. I'm not willing to do that.
Well, we've not seen the plan that the old council adopted. There is a spreadsheet around someplace.
Yes.
Details, library expenses, and then adding city hall. And I had it at one time, but I have no idea what happened to it.
May I just make a comment about the property?